adopters, or early whatevers. Just getting set up to run here a second, so. Yeah, I'm gonna need more bandwidth at some point here. Let's see if this thing's going. Super duper slow. All right, so it's 7:23. I'm actually gonna like do it for real at 7:30. I'm just taking a few minutes to get set up, but wanted to get this going and verify. There we go, live. Cool. All right, so we're working. Yeah, definitely gonna want to get an external stream machine here at some point. Methinks. Somebody wrote me. Nope. Yeah, super laggy. That's cool. Yeah, code.gov followed me. I love it. I should follow Twitch, but whatever. All right, I'm gonna do another one in another window. Y'all can't see because it's Facebook, so we're just getting set up. Go ahead and close this one. Oops, that didn't work. Okay. I changed the colors of my applications to hopefully make it a little bit easier to see and read. Wow, Facebook is slow when the machine's slow. Cool. All right. Said hi to everybody. All right, 5 more minutes. Oops, Ellis. Whatever. So, I wonder if I can do this. Yep, let's get a freak out. Wow. I'm guessing everybody who's been on Twitch ever has done that. Can I leave it there and still mess with it? Yeah, maybe. So whatever, just a couple more minutes. Let me just see. Audio. Yeah, so audio looks all right. Color source, display capture, image. Oh, I can do an image. Ah, interesting. Let's see. Oh, I should put on music. Ah, yeah. That's the other thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be listening to music. Y'all can listen to your own music. I can't put it on the feed, otherwise it'll get you won't be able to hear me talk because they'll mute it. So I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Also, I should not be wearing this shirt. It's a little hot. A little late now. 3 minutes. Yeah, it's all right. A little. Actually. Nah. Yeah, I'll be right back. That's much better. All right. All right. Still 3 minutes. Hey, I did that in a minute. All right. So let's do some music. I think today it's going to be Hamilton, as a matter of fact, just because that's the thing that showed up. Just want a little something going in the background. Do kind of like the tone that black and white does. All right, I'm looking for an image here. Let's see. All right, 2 more minutes. Yeah, I just kind of like doing things on time, starting on time, doing whatever. Sci-fi client, no idea what any of this stuff is. Text, tree type 2. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll do all kinds of stuff with this over time. All right. Let's see. All right, I can probably go ahead and start getting moving. So hello, folks. You have 30 seconds or so. Date? Yeah, there you go. 10 seconds. If I knew what I was doing, I could do a countdown really fast, but I don't know that much about what I'm doing on that. All right, cool. 7:30. Let's go ahead and actually do the start. Hey, folks. So last time I was up here, I was trying to do a adjustment to the script that I use that does imports of photos and pictures and movies from various SD cards or whatever to make it work with images from the iPhone. And the images looked like they were going okay, but the screenshots weren't. So I want to kind of get into that and see about updating the script so that the screenshots work, and then run through it and see if that gets everything or if we need to do something else. And I don't super remember where I left everything. So I know I'm pretty sure the, I thought it was. Maybe it's not. I thought I knew where I put it. Where did I put it? Oh, did I put it on my desktop? Oh yeah, sorry, put it over here. I'm doing more stuff on my desktop when I'm doing these streams and casts to make it easier to find, which is ironic because I didn't see it. Whatever. So import photos is the script. This is the get repo. I've already got a branch checked out, and there should, yeah, it's clean. So when I was first doing the test, I was trying to do this, the fix that I'm doing today, or the improvement that I was doing today, last time I casted, which I think was Friday. But the first thing I did was ran my test suite, and my test suite failed. So I spent some time, like about an hour and a half, trying to figure out what was going on with that and fixing the test suite. And what it turned out was, apparently on the old machine, or the old version of Perl or whatever, by the way, this is in Perl, and I now would not do it in Perl, but Perl is what I used to write. But the test suite didn't run, and something had changed basically where sorting had gotten out of sorts. So the test suite, like all the tests were actually okay, except for the fact that in order, it used to be that file order was by name, and somehow one of them got moved to like just a random like memory style order. So it broke the test because it wasn't lining up. So everything was fine. It was just that part of the test was messed up. So I had to go fix that, and that involved going back and refiguring out how to do a bunch of like weird Perl stuff with like references, and I'm not even 100% sure how I did it, but I got it working. And I could probably talk through how I did it if I went back and looked at it, but it's not that where I'm headed these days. Anyways, that brings us to now. So the prove. So we're just gonna run the test suite. No, you know what I should do? On the very, very off chance. I even had the Twitch window closed, but I guess I should actually have it live just in case somebody stops by and says something. Y'all didn't need to see that though. All right, so yeah, I think the test suite usually used to run faster, but like with the OBS software on here that's doing the streaming, it's definitely moving the machine slower. Let's actually see what activity monitor says. Wow, it's not even bringing up CPU. Yeah, everything's pretty pegged. OBS, there we go. 400% out of the kernel task. Yeah, comes and goes, whatever. Yeah, eventually I'll build a stream PC, so that's less of a problem. All right. I guess I should put up my, oh, I wonder if I could do this. Yeah, there you go. So you can actually see my playlist, or what's playing, even though it's playing on my phone. It's kind of fun. So, Pretty Lights, Who Loves Me? Oops, where's my thing? What if I minimize this if it goes better? Go Magic Test Suite, go. Vodka. That's the other thing I can do is find test images. Okay, yeah, so there's a ping that I can test with. Okay, good. So test suite, everything passed. All right, cool. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do this in Sublime Text for now. So what I've historically done is basically started, so the test suites, whatever, I just go up in numbers. But starting here with number 12, these are just the different types of images and videos or whatever. So from the Canon 5D2 where the photos have the same name, which is a thing that I want to do to make sure that like if I'm pulling from two different cards and somehow they both have like image 0001 and they both have the same thing, make sure that it doesn't conflict and overwrite. S90, which is my old little pocket camera. S100, which is one of my older ones. I now have an S120, which I haven't done because this thing, like, I just put it in and it worked. So one of these other ones covers it. 10D, whatever, all these other ones. So what I'm gonna do now is basically just make a copy of this, because that's basically all these are, is copies of each other with looking for the specifics. So I'm just gonna do that here. Duplicate. And then we're gonna do, this could be 028. iPhone screenshot. v1, because there might be different screenshots might change over time. Like, and I think they actually did. I think like way back they actually used to be JPEGs. And then I think at one point they were pings, but they didn't have some metadata, and they've added metadata over time. So I've kind of seen that, but yeah, okay. So now we're just going to go through, create a symbolic link for the PM file. It doesn't exist. Oh yeah, so that's actually, this is probably all super hacky. But yeah, I kicked over, so the PM file is actually where the script is, which I can't find right now. What am I missing? Oh, yeah, I guess this is it. Yeah, so here's the actual file that does all the stuff. That is, holy cow. There has to be a way better way to write this, by the way. Yeah, 1,800 lines plus all the tests. But yeah, so whatever. We're just gonna mess with it. So module name import. Yeah, so it calls the import photos, loads it. Subpass. Okay, so destination photo subpaths. All right, so these are where I want things to go. All right. So it looks like this gets written to 2 different directories. Do they all do that? Oh, output A and B. Yeah, okay, so they all get written to 2 directories, probably, right? Yeah, that's enough of a sample. So let's double click on it so it shows up. So things to do are, 1, we need to actually figure out we're gonna take this test image and we're gonna move it sample data input. And I think again, there's probably better ways to do all this stuff, but oh, okay, yeah. So these are the input routes that get copied over. Basically, what I do is I make a copy of one of these, or I point to one of these. I can't remember which, and then inside it, because the script goes off of input directories. You feed it an input directory, so this goes, sets up, mocks the input directory, and then gives it the targets to shoot at. Or doesn't mock it, it actually just copies it up. So I'm gonna want this, and then it shouldn't actually matter where it is. Actually, this will be a good test. As long as it's anywhere in the tree, it should be fine. So the data output, actually just duplicate that. So what are we gonna have here? So this is gonna be created on 2017 1110. It's gonna be 2017 1110 at 10:59 a.m. 10:59. Oops. What just happened? So those are the 2 files that we want to check. So when it works, basically, the test looks at those 2 paths and confirms that they exist. And I guess set up the hash verification for the counter. So copied, I'm guessing 2. Oh, to B. So 1 to each of them. I haven't looked at this stuff in years, so I'm just reading. This is thankfully my documentation here is okay. Yeah. So, and actually add this. So, and then here's where we're going to do Q is what we're going to load. And then that should be actually what I should do. Whatever, I could do that. I could move that up to its own thing, but it's fine. All right, do clean up. Yeah, okay, so cool. That should do it. File input photos test INI. I have sample configs. I need to look at the config. Ooh. Too many inputs. Invalid. Dirt check 1. INI. So how do you figure out which one that is? Initial load test. Import photos, right? The hashes, there's that. Okay, see model name, new file, INI, file path, import photo, CD. What the, oh, is there a test helper? What builds that? Path of sample configs. I don't know where that gets loaded or how that gets loaded. This import photos test. INI file. How do you do that? Can't remember grep. Oh, so that looks inside. I want to do the file name. What I can do, does tree on here? Whoa. Huh. I'm not sure how it gets to one of those. Let's just see what happens. Oops. Prove T028. So that way we don't have to run through all of them. This should fail. Do is test return. Test 35. Return status, right? Expected 0. Got 1. Cool. Yeah, so this is what we wanted to see. Field test, make sure data, yeah, so that doesn't exist. The pings don't exist. Okay, good. So now we get into the actual code, which is here. And it's been a long time since I've looked. Oh, valid extensions. Valid photo extensions. Yeah, so ping should have moved. And we saw it when I saw it move. I did see it move earlier. It just gave a error, like it threw it into a missing date. It couldn't find the specific date. And this may be run through possible ways to predict the date time values. Here we go. So this is using EXIF info, which is all the data that you get inside an image. Actually, you know what we should do is see if anywhere this thing actually has any data in it. There's a better way to scroll over. Nope. Scroll over. It's not working. There we go. I wish there's a better way to do it. I could just do this. There we go. So, oh, I didn't need to because it's in here. Oh, also it has a space in the name. That's okay. We'll test that too. Or it'll get tested automatically. I just want to see, I want to look at the file info or the EXIF, or however you pronounce it, data inside the file, or just metadata inside the file. Which should be here, file info. Ain't nothing. Date created. Oh, look at that. Now how? Okay, so that is going to be, yeah, EXIF tool. So, where am I going? Going into the test directory. I'm going into the sample something directory, data input. Going into the queue directory. Going to the input directory. So EXIF tool is what I use to see what the metadata gets reported by as. So here's all the stuff inside the file as metadata. Yeah, so it's cool. So lots of times the file modification time actually gets saved. Sometimes it doesn't. Like if you copy it to a new machine, sometimes you lose this. So I might be falling back to this, but this is profile date time. Oh, that's weird. Whoops. He knows what I mean. Look at this. That's exactly what I wanted. Kids these days have no idea what the internet used to be like. Yeah, okay, date and time the ICC profile used. Okay, cool. I forget what ICC is. It's all good. Okay, so let's see. Megapixels, start from the bottom because why not? Okay, so ain't nothing here but this file modification date time that we use. No, there's no other date stamped in here except for this one, which is the date that the profile came up. Yeah, none of the rest of that. Oh, date created. Look at that. Is there 59? That could be the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, this is funny. I wonder if date created. So some of this stuff, I believe, is from the file system. Actually, let's see that. Object case is not significant. Tags, escape, printing, organize by tag, print. I was trying to see if any of these only show the EXIF data that's stored in the file instead of metadata about the file that the operating system knows. Right. Process controls. Increase speed for slow devices. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, preserve date time of original file. Yeah, see that's one. Yeah, XMP data I think is what the format inside is called. This is a handy tool. I'm about to not care. Oh, add a description anchor. Oh, okay, maybe. Okay, so this is actually helpful because what I want is actually just gonna do this. I want the tag names, not the descriptions, because like what I need to do is in the Perl script, I want to get date created, which is funny. Create date, date time original. Oh, create date. This is gonna be funny. I bet I can just do date created and that's gonna get it. Yep, date created. So here's the actual tag as compared to the one with spaces in it. But yeah, EXIF tool would probably get it. But here's the good thing. Date created. Oops. So I'm guessing, I'm hoping, look at this format. So, yep, year, month, day. Oh, you know what's interesting is this really should be. I'm just gonna do this, even though I think it's always fine because it's always the two. Whoops. But like leading zeros may or may not be there. I'm pretty sure they are because all these other ones worked. But /d means it has to be exactly 2 digits with the regular expression. So this regular expression or this portion is it wants 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4 /d's. This now this used to be /d, which is 2. Let's do this. So in the regular expression, the parentheses mean group or like gives me access to it, which I'll show you in a second. But inside that group, /d means exactly 2 digits. /d plus means 1 or more digits. So you could actually do 10. And then there's actually a way to do 1 or 2 digits. Which we might as well look up because we're here. Yeah, there you go. Add any other allowable non-alphanumeric character to the middle bracket to allow them to be placed as well. Okay, so this is a little more complicated, but the thing that we only need, right, is this right here. And that caret in front of it that's the start of the string, but this is how to do either 1 or 2, which we might as well do just to get it specific. Of course, I'm messing around. What I should have done. Actually, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna see if we can get the test passed as normal, with just a copy and paste. We're gonna start here before we keep messing around. But yeah, so that I've confirmed that basically this is the format. So a group of 4 digits, which gets loaded here into the year, because that's the number 1. The second group, start with a paren, end with a paren, is 2 digits, which is the month, 2 digits a day. And then we know from the format here, it's 4 digits, colon, 2 digits, colon, 2 digits space, blah, 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 blah. So it's the same format that's used in other places. So hopefully we're just gonna run it now and see what happens. So actually, let's do this. I'm gonna do PRO and hit the up arrow, and that should give me my command history with it. Oh, blew it right the hell up. So now what I'm gonna do, why am I not going over? There we go. Is cut that back out. Run the test. Oh, crap. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Okay. So I like Sandy Metz's idea of never get more than 1 step away from green. So I broke something there and I didn't know what it was. So instead of changing stuff, I wanted to go back to green and then move forward slightly from there. So I'm never more than 1 step away from green. That has saved me a whole bunch of times. So now, if we prove this should run, because we haven't actually added any code yet. I'm sorry. That's the intentional error. We knew we were going to get that error. And this is actually one of the tricks of being 1 step away from green. I know I just talked about that, but of course now I'm not. But I'm kind of thinking I'm going to be. And it's tough because you got to like find the error. So there's a balance there. But yeah, I'm not doing a good job of that. But hopefully I'm at least I'm 1 step away. Like this is the error that I want to get, or I want to progress away from this error. So 1 step away from that as green. All right, cross your fingers. Crap. Expected 1, got 0. Do this test. Okay. I was curious. Why didn't that work? Can't you do verbose? Print all test lines. Didn't that work? Oh, why didn't it work earlier? Okay, copy to missing file date. Okay, so it's still missing it. Open another window here just so I can see it. Also, I guess I could move that to where I can see it. Whoops. No. Gotta move in the right directory. XF tool. Image. Look at it again. Oh, what was it? Image dash S, right? For getting the strings. Oh, you know, I wonder. So date created. That's what we did, right? However, oh, date create. Aha! Let's see if that works. Back over here, we run that test. Boom. All right, that fixed it. That's all we needed. So now what I'm gonna do is get status, right? Whoops. Should just be, yep. Oh, okay, that's cool. Git add dot. Git commit am add test for iPhone and screenshot. So I've got a couple quick commands. GCOM is get checkout master for me. And then semicolon, so that just makes it easier to get to there. And then GMF, get merge, no fast forward, which is how I like to do my merges to master. And then 201, or 2, yeah, there you go. Gets me automatically to the, I just name my branches as the ISO dates because I don't mess with them. I try not to think about like that the branches that I don't have multiple branches, so that's just the dev branch that I'm on. But I don't like calling it just dev because I could have name collision, so I just name it as an ISO string. So we're gonna merge that. Gonna merge the branch, and then GBDs, get branch delete, make that go away, and then so just approve it. Wait, no, we're good. There we go. I do get push, and then the other thing we can do is actually need to check and see. Wow, it's slow. In the README here. So deployment, current deployment, and somebody copy that to there and make sure it's executable. It's all self-contained and there's not, that does point to the config file listed below. Okay, so yeah, so it should be good to go. Oh, yeah, so that was one of the things that I had to struggle with a little bit. By the way, I do not like this, like, highlighting stuff. So like, I tried to make this more contrasty and give it something that we could see. Oh, actually, I guess I could see how that's reading. Oh, that's not bad. But good Lord, that's way too much here. Wait, where'd it go? This one. That's a lot going on. Colors in the text are fine, but highlighting rows is not my favorite. Yeah, that's definitely not my favorite. That's hard to read. But so the other thing I want to do is, where is... Oh yeah, so that was a bit of the trick I discovered when I was developing this, is there's like this do not run file in there. So there's one of the skips, one of the checks that this thing does is if it sees that, it's in the development environment basically. So it bangs out before actually running the script. So if I accidentally tried to run the actual script here instead of running it as a test, it would choke because it would see that do not run file. I'm sure there's better ways to do that. I got to come up with something better. That was just what I did whenever I first started this project. And like the config file is like you gotta like overwrite the config or whatever. It's not the greatest. Yeah, croak if it's missing an input directory. Okay, yeah, so it does some checks to see that everything's in there. It's been forever since I've looked at this. If input reader is already ready, just copy it over. Otherwise, convert it. Temp config. Okay, well, whatever. Should be good. Oh, there you go. Anyways, we're gonna deploy it real quick. And by deploy, I mean we're just gonna copy it to where'd it go? Probably find it. I'm sure it's in one of the user bins. Readme. Use your local bin. Why don't we do it this way? Copy, import photos, user, local, bin, boom. And then user, local, bin, we should see. Yep, so that was it. And then it's got executable for me. So now I'm going to go to my config file. This is my configs directory. Here's the import photos one that we built. Yep, and there's a testing. So the other thing I need to do is bring my photos back online. Still get a little nervous with photo stuff on the network drive. Like, it just, I don't know. Been running it for years, but it still makes me nervous. I love that. 11 terabytes left. Got a little space. So temp iPhone photos, volumes, iPhone photos, import test. Whoops. So we're going from here to here. Oh yeah, and it has an images and videos. And so if we drop this, yeah, so there's all the pings that went in that it couldn't find the dates for. So now we shouldn't see any of those. And actually what we're gonna do, oh, actually we can actually leave. So the cool thing with a script is it'll see that these files already exist and it won't try and copy them again. So that'll actually make the process go faster. So we should be able to just do this. And it should zip through a bunch. Even though it'll take a little while because it's going over the network and it's got to check. Yeah, found those. So we'll see how long it takes to hit one. Yeah, so if this was on the local drive, it would go faster. But for the it's got to pull the, so basically it's doing MD5, or it's doing, I can't remember which hashing. It's hashing the file. So it has to pull down the file, the source file, or yeah, basically pull it down and run a hash of it. And then if it finds the same file where it was trying to put that one, it has to pull that one down and hash it, and then compare the hashes to see if it's the same file or if it needs to make a new name, basically. So that'll take a little time to get through. But yeah, I guess we could just kind of let this run. I don't know. I mean, I guess if it runs all the way through, I should have actually stopped and seen where we could see a ping. And also, did that see? Oh, process pings. There you go. It just moved some pings. It's cool. It's working. 2017. Oh, missing date. Hang on. Stop. Stop. Yeah, see, this might be another from another phone. Did it stop? Actually, I guess I can just let this. Nah, whatever. Okay, so it worked. We made some progress, but we found a new one. Oh, and the good news is it saved it for us right here. Look at that. Yes, my whole point with the script was I wanted to make sure everything stuck with my naming convention. But then I'm nervous to click on this. Okay, because it's flowers. Most of what I shoot is not a problem, but every now and then I've done some work with some models that isn't necessarily what we want to show here. But so I want to make sure everything sticks with my naming convention, and if it doesn't stick with my naming convention, I threw it to this. I still want it to move, so I threw it to this missing EXIF date. So now what we can do is import photos, test. And actually what we can do here is I can just do this queue again. And we can put, so the first thing let me do is get back to desktop, import photos, get, oh yeah, so GCOB, get checkout branch with the names. So now I'm back in a dev branch. And now what it can do is drop this over here. Go ahead and delete this. Yes. And then we can go import photos. So actually if we do prove T28.8, this should actually fail because now there's 2 pings inside that test directory. Yeah, so missing EXF did. Okay, cool. That checked it. Excellent. So now we go back into Sublime Text. Get number 28 open here again. And then we also go make a new tab over here. Desktop, import photos, test, sample, data, queue. Oh, forgot about that one. Now I do EXIF tool, image 02, oh, 1, 2. Oh yeah, see way less stuff here. Oh yeah, and see this one, I think this is an older one. That didn't include metadata about when it was shot. So that's 2048 pixels by whatever. I'm guessing this one. Oh no. Weird. Huh. Who knows? But so the only date that I've got for this is the file creation date. But that's all I got, so that's what we got to go with. So let's try this again. See with the short data, because I think that'll give us. So modified date is gives us the best chance. We know that from looking at this one. Oh, wait. That one changed earlier, or a minute ago. I thought. That's weird. I thought that, yeah, we could go actually replay, but I'm pretty sure earlier this one had a modified time of same as this. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's right. But yeah, so this date time shouldn't change. This is actually off the file system, so this can change every time you mess with the file, and there's not really a timestamp that gets said when this file was created, so we don't have that to access. And more to the point, the only thing we have to work with are these values. So I got to pick one, and I'm relatively certain that the modified one is the one that we want to do. Yeah, because hopefully that's because it could be accessed after the modified date without being changed. IDknown change date could actually, that should be the same as the modified date, potentially. But yeah, so that's the one we're going with. Format here is slightly different. but it should match for the most part. We might be able to pick it up. But one thing we need to do on this, see this is a bummer. Yeah, I don't like the fact that these are going to be like way off, because I'm sure I didn't. Well, actually, no, there's no way this is going to be that. Oh, I wonder what this cancel. This is when I was first testing one of the iPads to see how it wrote, like with the Apple Pencil. Is it SVG? Oh. Yeah, I was seeing if it made an SVG file, and I guess I just did a. I don't know what I did that in. But it's kind of a bummer that, because I know I did not do that in 2019, and especially know because that date is 6/17, which is right now. So somehow that got, yeah, when I copied it. Oh, actually, I wonder what the original. Oh, this might be interesting. There is a chance, a very, very slim chance. Image 1203. Ooh. So check this out. This might actually work, because that has a 2017 date on it. So that somehow, yeah, whenever I copied them over, that's super interesting. When I copied them to the drive, it managed to keep the dates, and then it didn't keep it when I moved it back. All right, that's cool though. But I still know that this is the only thing that I have access to. So that's cool. I got no problem with that now. I mean, I couldn't do anything about it one way or the other. 2019 6/17. That's gonna be it. January, February, March, April, May, June. I don't think I actually saved myself anything there. Yeah, that format is just something I liked visually. So it gives you my little tag for AWS, which was before Amazon Web Services. Not that I'm bitter. A date stamp, and then a little bit of a character, and then just something to order by. But I didn't want hour, minute, second. That felt too bad. And then 01, because it's like multiple things could happen in the same minute. And then the A is for the first version. If I make a black and white version, that might be a B. If I make another version that's like got vignettes in it or whatever, that's C or whatever. So I just keep making them that way. So that's where the naming convention comes from. So now I should be able to do this. Actually, I just want to see what happens if we try and prove that again, just to see what the failure is. Oh, yeah, two things. One, also this should be a 2, and this should be a 2. If I was doing this differently, I would have actually made that calculated instead of having to change it in both places, but you live, you learn. .1, expected 0, well, whatever. Yeah, so we know that neither one of these is showing up, the A or the B. But we also know, whoops, that's the test. We don't want the test, we want the file. So now, do one more here. Grab, so it's gonna be this time. But this will actually match still. Because it can match, it's gonna match that as the front part of the string, and it doesn't care about the last part of it. And just for fun, we can make that there, which is the start caret. That doesn't matter. Actually, I'm not gonna do that just because it's inconsistent. Whoops. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? Wow, that went fast. mean, seriously fast. We're about to actually search. Good Lord. Alex familiar? Alex familiar. So we're going to do file modify date. Yeah, so it says if file modified date exists. Yeah, so I'm doing these in descending order. So create date is the first thing I want to find. Date time original, create date with spaces, date created, file modified date. So I don't want file modified date to overwrite create date because this one's much less likely to be accurate. So in fact, yeah, anything that isn't caught, this is going to caught. Is this anything that hasn't yet been caught? This is going to catch everything. So, oh, that's super interesting. Yeah, so I really need to check new cameras to make sure that they're. Oh, that's interesting. I really need to check new cameras to make sure that they're putting in the date or that the date are moving right. Because when you first shoot it, the modified date would probably be like the EXIF date, the XMP data, whatever inside the metadata. So it might be a false sense of security in terms of the metadata might actually have a name different from one of these. So it may only be picking up on the file modified date, which isn't what I want if there's actual metadata in there. Because if I move the files around at some point, that modified date would get out of sync, and I would lose. And even if the good metadata date was there, I wouldn't be picking it up. So I'll really have to watch that and test them specifically. In fact, and more importantly, too many stripes. Cool. I just want to have that in there and just give me a chance to find it. But so we've made our change. Let's see what happens now if we prove it. Foiled. Failed test, make sure it exists. Make sure it exists. Okay, let's do it verbosely. Oh, whoops. That didn't work. (2019-06) June 17th, 8 of it is 2019-06 20. Oh, 2027. I got the time wrong. I'm looking at it right here. So I guess found out. Yeah, so copied and verified from, here's our image file. our new ping, and then 2, blah, 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 blah. And so I'm looking at this last stamp here, and it is 2019, 06, 17, 20, 27, and then what I was actually looking for in the test is 2012. If somebody was on stream and yelling at the camera about that, I see it now. So theoretically, and that's one of those details that that could have taken me half an hour to find. I just happened to catch it that time early. Oh, are you serious? Wait. Oh, crap. The time's going up. Is the EXIF tool modifying it? That's disturbing. The time just changed. $2012, yeah. And now wait, 2028. What the hell? I'm on the wrong thing. Definitely the wrong thing there. File modified date. That's not what it's pulling. It's pulling the file access date somehow. Because that's at 2028 now. All right, let's go back to it without the... Oh, 2617. 2012, right? Oh, is it picking up from somewhere else? No. Because it choked earlier. Was it not there, I think? Let's see what that does. Wait, do we break the other one now too? Crap, we broke both of them. What the hell is going on? This is tricky. This is one of the reasons it sucks that there's not internal metadata. Because the file system's messing with it somehow. Is that because it pulled out a Git? I don't know, the first one's a copy. I don't know. So that one, okay, that one should have been there because that's date created. That's 100% the same. What is going on? And these are else, wait, else. Okay, now it's the missing. Doesn't make sense. Because it does create date, date time original, create date again, which I'm not gonna mess with. Date created. I should have done this as its own test. Is what I should have done. We're gonna bounce all the way back. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you out of here. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I used rsync. That's probably why. I used rsync to push the files up to the server, and then just did a Mac copy to pull it down. That's what happened. I know I could leave that there, but I'm just gonna grab it out for now. Git reset hard. Prove. Just do prove, right? Looks for the T directory. All right, I'm just gonna run the test suite again, just because I want to make sure I didn't bork anything else up. Trying to think what else we can do while we're waiting for the test suite to run. Oh, actually, I'm looking at the thing over here now. It got it's grayer than I would have expected. I thought I had a little better contrast last time. Oh. It says I have a whisper, but there's nothing in the whisper window. Oh well. Hello, the one person watching now, apparently, which is probably me. Yeah, I'm guessing Twitch doesn't know that that's me over there. No, I was gonna check. So I wrote a post on Stack Overflow. I wrote a question on Stack Overflow the other day. It's bright. Oh, there you go. That's part of it. The light's kicking. I gotcha. But it does not look like anybody has answered me yet. Actually, I sent this one to... how do you see questions? Feels like my most recent question. Oh, that's it. Yeah. So I was trying to... I don't remember if I already talked about this, but I have a S3 bucket on one account that has a simple email service attached to it that throws files into it, or email files. And I wanted to copy that over to another account, the S3 bucket's in another account. And there's a command that you can use to get set up to do that. And I set it up, which is all this right here. That's how you set it up. But when I ran it, it gave me an access denied. It wouldn't let me do it. And so I dug in and saw that the owner of the file and the SES from the SES server, was an SES owner. Even though I had given credentials to the account owner to have like full control, it wouldn't work. The only way I could get it to work was to download the file and then re-upload it on top of itself, which reset the owner, and then it would work to do the copy. And so this question is, is there a way to not do that? Oh, actually, some people have talked. I'm afraid that's the way to go. Maybe create a Lambda function, which will... Okay, I wonder if Thilo is. AWS Cloud Practitioner. AWS Cloud Solutions Associate Architect Associate. So, probably knows what he's talking about. Cool. Is he on Medium? Is he on Twitter? Oh, there he is. I'll follow you. Oops, that was GitHub. I knew that. Whatever, I'll follow him here too. Follow. Which is on Twitter. I like people on Twitter more. I mean, I like seeing people on Twitter because that's where I hang out more. But not there. Oh well. Such a bummer. It says the owner of the file grants SCS, but it gives bucket owner full control. And you need to recopy the object to the same bucket so you become the owner and S3 sync can work. Pretty much this is the solution. You're already using it. However, you could write a Lambda function for put event in S3. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the answer is there is no other answer. Which is always funny. I don't really know how to respond on Stack Overflow to that, to basically say there isn't another way to do it right now. I don't know. We'll do that later. Just because that's a different space. Hey, all the tests passed. Okay, good. So now, all right, I'm running out of steam, but we're gonna see if we can fix this. Get back to Sublime Text. We're gonna make a new test. We'll do that here, just because it's slightly easier. Yes, I could do this from the command line too. But I use all the tools, and sometimes that means doing this with only system metadata. It's a very long test. Also, it's getting dark enough that the light's bothering me. Oh well. Price of doing the performance. So now we can go back to number 28 here. We're also going to go. Is this going to work? There we go. I got a little hotkey set up to throw things either top or bottom, full width, or left or right. I think there's an app called Divi for that. All right. Yeah, I think it's called Divi. I don't see its thing. Yeah, Divi. So inside our data, we're gonna do R. We're just gonna have an input root that will contain this. Okay. So then this file, we know we want to do R. And here's where things go squirrely again. What's crazy is that I know it's working because it's you see it writing the file. That's what those first messages were. It says found it and moved it to here. But I want the test to work, and the number keeps moving, and I can't figure out how to pin in the number, which will be interesting because that might actually not be solvable in some cases if you check back out from Git. We'll see what we can do, but if not, like I'll have to do another way to fix it, which could just be looking. Yeah, you could just look and make sure there's a file in a path that has the regular expressions basically. But I still don't get why the other one didn't work right. So let's do this too. So we're gonna do prove verbose T029. This should fail. Yep, so it's copied to a missing date file, right? So which is what we don't want. And so we know that the target file we think we want is this number again. Feels like we've been here before. By the way, in case we're wondering, Priestess by Pumarosa. Make it bigger? Make it bigger. It's just nice right now. It's got the right vibe for me. There's too much light in the room is the biggest unvibey thing. I wonder, yeah, I guess I should, oh, that's what I should do. I should get a webcam that has like really good low light stuff. Seems like it. And so now we should actually see those dates. Whoops, come here. Right, so it's missing that date. Cool, okay. So I wrote the thing, cool. So now we try this again. Whoops, that's the test. We don't want the test, we want the code. Yeah, so I mean, this is the trick, right? If you find this, you're done. If you don't, else, if, do this one. It should cascade down. Like, so when I get to here and put this one in. All right, let's do this too. So that, hang on. I mean, we just did this. But we're gonna try it again. Because sometimes that matters. I have an idea. Maybe. I don't know. What are you gonna do? $2046, which is 2046. That is not when it's modified. Oh, you know what I wonder? I actually don't know where I got EXIF tool, but Brew is like Homebrew, which is a tool for command line stuff for doing installations of applications. Trying to update. See, somebody posted a comment about this the other day. Like, Brew, you know what the hell I mean when I say update EXIF tool. Just don't tell me to use the other. Like, just do it. There's probably a legit reason not to do that, but like, it's poor user interface. And now it's updating itself. Oh. All right. This is taking. So I'd be curious to see how long this actually would have taken me to get to this point without having doing the casting stuff. My guess is a lot faster because I'm kind of like I'm still in the zone, but like the commentary definitely slows me down and takes me like a little bit out of the zone, but not totally. So yeah, I'm guessing it would have taken less time. I'm sure it would have taken less time. I just don't know how much less. Probably half as long. I don't know. Especially depending on how long Homebrew takes to update. Oh, I can't fast forward from there. I gotta fast forward over here. Oh, there we go. Updated format, image magic OSS. So basically, I'm just thinking it may be possible that like there's just something EXF tool not installed. Okay. I got it from somewhere. Oh. Image EXF tool. CPAN? I almost didn't remember what that was. Oh my god. Is it install? It's gotta be just install, right? I haven't used CPAN. I'm not sure I've used... I guess I had to have done it on this computer at some point. I haven't used CPAN in forever. Curl... Comprehensive Perl Archive Network, maybe? So what I'm hoping here is that there's like that version of EXIF tool that I had has a bug in it, and that it's been fixed, and that running this will actually use the file that EXIF tool is reporting. Because if not, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. I mean, it's again the file's moving. Oh, but is it moving? Yeah, so the file was moving. I need to rerun the test. I think the file is moving to the proper place based off the modified time, but the test isn't doing modified time properly. Oh god. We're just gonna fire that up and do. All right, hang on one second. Whoops. Actually, can I do? Hey, am I still casting? Whoops. So here's the trick: is certainly looks like I'm still casting. Can I mute the audio? So I think this is muting. Yeah, see, I see the mic activity, so that should be what this is doing. So I'm gonna drop the audio for a second, just because I'm gonna type a password, and I don't want the audio picked up of the keys, and that seems like a good way to do it. So be right back. That's super paranoid and probably doesn't really matter, but like just in case. Because yeah, actually, my guess is there's probably even software out there that can pick up key clicks over time and tell you what's being typed, which is terrifying. I mean, awesome, but terrifying. All right, this might be working. Let's see. Cool. It would be better if there was music, but I can find open source music out there that they'll let through. Just keep something going in the background. I think I've said that like 8 times. It's weird. Like I haven't used Perl or CPAN or EXIF tool in so long. It almost feels like I wonder if it's still up to date, but like certainly looks like it, which is cool. Like I mean, it's still. I wonder if it's one of the things like there's like probably 5 people that are maintaining it, or maybe one. I remember at least originally I think there's like one person maintaining it, but it's awesome, right? That one person is like giving effort that then just gets multiplied across everybody. Of course, it'd be nicer if other people are helping him. I don't know. Maybe it's like one of those things that's like it's my thing. Who knows? I don't know if anything else to play with at the moment. I can't think about anything else to play with. I've got some Lambda and some permission stuff I want to do, but that's not. We're not going to get in that tonight because I've got training tomorrow morning and I got to be there early. So being trained, Amazon cloud stuff. I don't know. It's actually called technical. I can't remember. I got nothing. Oh, we could look at here. Let's see what's in that newswire for a minute. Though, of course, at some point they're. Let's keep this on the side so we can see what's going on. Let's see what's under coding and tech. Ooh, it's angry and slow. Oh, Andy Bell Design. Actually, I saw this dude post. I can't actually remember where I picked up his RSS feed, but I saw him post. It was probably something from Jeremy Keith, maybe? Attico? Adactio? I actually don't know how to. First time I've tried to say that out loud, I think. Maybe second, but like. Just again realized I don't know how to say it. But anyways, probably from him, but. Saw this guy and he's advertising for doing his design service or whatever, and I'm gonna actually talk to him and say, hey man, I'm interested in doing a refresh on my website because my so I've had my own site forever, but I haven't done much with it at all. It's basically just a bootstrap with a top bar, and then bootstrap has a little bit of responsiveness. Kind of. So like the stuff on the top menu collapses into a menu bar. But like I don't really handle images well. Oh yeah. So the other one, actually go check and see. Whoops. Ooh, it is angry right now. I posted for the first time. I went to dev.to, which I've been following for a while on RSS. Finally went. So I made the same post. Oh yeah, this post about how to create IAM policies that let users manage their own credentials but force MFA on them. And so I'm doing the thing where POSSE post on your site and syndicate everywhere. So I posted it over to this dev thing. Best dev for beginners. Cool. But it's fun. I got a couple people I think it's a reader, a heart, and a unicorn. I don't know what any of those are, but I kind of like it. But yeah, so I don't know, just clicking around, seeing stuff on this new thing. I like it. It's kind of neat. It's I've only ever looked at it through RSS stuff, but there's my thing again, which is not really where I was trying to go. But just it seems like a neat like dev thing. It's like a prose version of Stack Overflow. So instead of questions and answers, it's more like posting stuff. But like prose, like how-tos and stories and stuff. But Yeah, some of this stuff like is kind of funny for me, but I don't really jump into it. Like TV while coding, distraction or motivation. For me, 100% distraction, but sometimes I like it. So like sometimes that stuff's fun to talk about, but I don't spend a whole bunch of time there. All right, we're making install. By getting from Medium, a developer's guide. Oh yeah, I tried to post it on Medium, but I couldn't. Let's play code blocks in Medium. Actually, maybe I can do this. But I couldn't. Code blocks didn't work out of the gate. Whoops. There we go. Hey. All right. Cool. Never mind. All right. So it installed. Hooray. Please work. I'm hoping that update fixed it. It did not fix it. Angry. Oh, and actually it is doing 12. Oh yeah, 2050. No, 2058. So. Oh yeah. So it. Oh no, it's doing it the other way. Crap. I got to figure out something else how to do this because that's not. It's not using the modified the start time, the modified time. It's using Oh shit. Figured it out. So the way this script works is or the way the test works, I figured it out. All right, let me see if I can show this. Ooh, all blues, Miles Davis. That is gonna be how we end the evening, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Wish you could listen to it with me. So I think if I do this. Yeah, so that keeps it from doing a cleanup. So data input. So what happens is this file. So here's my data input samples. And we have data input sample R input in this thing, which still has its modified time of 2019 at 8:17 p.m. or 8:12 p.m. when we first did it, which is good. The way the test script runs is it copies this directory over into this data input directory and runs. This file that was copied has a file of 9 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock, which is why that's happening. That's good to know. Okay, I don't know how to fix that at the moment. Actually, I can figure out how to fix that. Either by updating the thing, using rsync to flip it over, making the test a little bit more dynamic based off the time. But that's not, I'm not going to do that tonight. It's 9 o'clock, so I'm going to pack it. That's an hour and a half. All right, so we made one progress. Got one more to go, or one more that we know of. And actually, I think the other thing I'm going to do... Yeah, the other thing I'm going to do is just run that script and find all the other things that it misses, or that miss, so that I've got the full stack of stuff that I know that I need to mess with. That's one of those, like, I knew something was going on, I just couldn't figure it out, and then finally figured it out. So that makes sense. And it took, yeah, so this last cleanup is what lets me see that. Glad I did that way. Yeah, and so one of the other things I need to research more is like how to do stuff like this where you need to test a thing that does file changes and moves and stuff. Like, because I guess I don't necessarily need to test that they got there. At least not as many times as I'm doing now. You could probably just be testing the naming stuff, the ins and the outs there, and like abstract away the file system. I didn't know how to do that when I was doing this, and even if I did, I wouldn't have been comfortable enough doing it. So whatever. But that's how I'd go about that now, and that would have saved me on this one because it always would have been a known source input that wasn't changing, right? So all the other files that moved, I was talking about that metadata, the embedded metadata. So there's like the embedded metadata, and then there's the file system metadata. The embedded metadata stays the same. The file system metadata changed because it's a new file. All right. So I don't know where to leave that. I'm just gonna leave that as a failing test right now. Okay, which is it's also good. Leaving a failing test is cool because it lets you figure out where to get back in. All right. So that'll do it for this evening, folks. Have a good one. We'll see you around, and until next time, stay hydrated.